have an I too. It's been a while. Um, Before I start this video, I want to say I'm full of thanks to all the eyes who tuned in and got me to 1K subscribers. Uh, so this next series of videos, I said on my social media that I would start resharing videos because I didn't know how many people actually were. Well, 1K is not a lot to some people, but it's a lot for me. So like I said, I'm full of thanks and for getting to over 1K subscribers. This next series of videos will be purposeful and intentional in the sense of kind of like more of an offering. So to start this video, I want to say that, well, to start, I want to share this video to all of our family who are native born Africans or people who are born on this land that everybody calls Africa, right? And what I want to say and ask and request of everyone, if you're watching this video, is to a couple things, but one thing is to think of your brothers, sisters, and cousins and family who are in the West. Like myself, who grew up there, born there, who have our roots and ties to this land, though culturally speaking, it seems as if we are foreigners to this land. For years on top of years on top of years. When you think of us or think of people of the so-called diaspora, have a little bit more of an open mind and an open heart as far as what really happened with us. Because I know when a lot of us come here, for one, a lot of us come here and we have like the Western mentality and things like that, colonial mentality and stuff. Though a lot of us come here, a lot of people come here because we're actually trying to find ourselves. Like a lot of us are trying to find and reconnect with our roots. And I want to tie this video into my book that I wrote called Beyond African. And what that means is that we're actually beyond those labels and titles and things called so-called Africa. Because culturally, like I said, speaking, we're not African. People who grew up in the West, whether it's in the United States, the UK, or whatever, we're not African. I remember when I first touched this land and a young lady told me, she was like, you guys, you're African, but you're not African. Like culturally, you guys don't have a culture. And I didn't know what that meant at first, but being here for however long, many years, and just letting life guide and teach me and showing me many things, she was right. So to tie this all in, my message to all of you who are born here, when we come here, don't just look at us as like lost. Although a lot of us are lost, even you guys who live here are actually lost because no one really is upholding quote-unquote African culture as far as roots level, developments and all of those things is not African culture. Well, it's African because African, that's kind of more modern, but I'll speak on that I'll do a part 2, so I don't want to be all over the place. But yeah, when you think of us, don't look at us as just like lost. Don't look at us as just cultureless people. We are, though. If you view us like that, view us in the sense of like, wow, I see what happened. Like, have more empathy. And with having more empathy, looking at us like, don't look at us like we're just coming from the West and we have money. I know, like I said, a lot of us come here and we're looking to reattach ourselves to our roots. And it's kind of not possible sometimes because, like I said, when we come here, a lot of us A lot of people look at us, native-born Africans look at us like, oh, these people don't have culture. These people don't have anything but money, by the way. They don't have anything but money. They don't have anything but English. They don't have anything but the white person's mind, the devil's mind. And a lot of Africans look at that as a good thing, and some of you look at that as a bad thing. But either way, don't look at us as separate from you. Because when you look at us like, oh, it's a good thing that they have the white people's mind, that shows that you yourself have been compromised with the devil's spirit, with demons. And then if you look at it as a bad way, that means that even if you're doing the right or wrong thing, you still have to look at yourself. Like, how are you trying to help us? If we have an evil person's mind, how are you helping us? You know, by trying to, just say we all have to make sure that we're doing the right thing. I feel like I've been all over the place, and I probably have, though. I just want to, like I said, I'm tying this video into my book called Beyond African. And before I end this video, I want to say that with tying that into my book, I pretty much said that a lot of us come here looking for an identity, culturally speaking, because in the West we don't have a culture. Our culture, black culture, is American. Black culture is colonial. So even though we made things look popular, and a lot of you guys even on the continent, on the continent, are looking at us like something special or trying to copy what we do and all of these things, it's not real. None of it is real. It's not reality. It's an illusion that we have made comfortable or made it beautiful or comfortable to live within the illusion, but it's not real. It's not reality. We're turning the devil's world into something that we can live in or thrive in. That it just doesn't make sense. So yeah, I pretty much was saying that in my book, and I pretty much also was saying that no matter how much we assimilate or try to assimilate into Native African culture, you guys, you Africans who were born here, not you Africans, but our family who was born here and never were taken away or experienced colonialism in another way, kind of still look at us like, we can assimilate all we want, but you guys will still not look at us as one of you. And that's fine, though, like, tribally speaking, though, don't look at us as a ticket, or, don't look at us as like a means to defile yourself. Because if you look at me, I'm literally your sister. I can be your daughter. I can be your aunt. I can be your family. So when we come here, just, some of you make it a little bit more simple, but some of you make it very hard for us to come here. We know we don't have those cultural ties. That's why a lot of us come and we try to assimilate into all the cultures that are here. But if a person is really paying attention and like I can't assimilate into these cultures because I still know myself that I'm still not in that tribe. That's not my tribe. So for us that come here, we're seeking that, and we wanted to create that. Don't make fun of us. Don't lock us out, because if you lock us out, you're locking yourself out. Because what does that say about your heart? We know our hearts are tainted. In our hearts, we have a lot of washing to do when we come here. A lot of, we have to make sure that we aren't bringing that colonial, white, European, evil mind, evil spirit here and perpetuating it here. Though you guys also have to make sure that you're not doing it as well. Don't look at it as weird because we don't want to feed into money and feed and develop the land, because we don't want the devil to operate our mind as we are reconnecting, and relinking ourselves with this land. Because that's what happened to us. And I will end this video with this one point that I will go into more in my next video. I also put this in my book, Beyond African. a lot of the things that are happening in the world to so-called black people in the West is actually, it's our fault. When we look at police brutality, when we look at how black women, so-called black women, are being treated, are dying and being killed in hospitals, when we look at how our children are being exploited, when we look at how our children are abandoned and neglected, when we look at how our homes are broken, that's our fault as so-called quote-unquote African people. Because before we left or were taken from this land, we already left, if that makes sense. We already were no longer here. So that's how we were able to be conquered and stolen or willingly left. After slavery, some of us willingly left. Some of us sold people. Black people in the West, if our ancestry is more linked to quote-unquote Bantu people, look at the Bantu expansion. And then look at the Bantu people who are in these different parts of Africa on the continent, who ran out and, you know, did like a genocide. Just like there was a genocide on Native people in the West or other places on the earth, look at the genocide of indigenous Native people on the continent. Before the white man did it. Bantu people, quote-unquote African people, the Bantu expansion, that's our fault. So if our genetics are linked to most recently Bantu people, that's our karma. Look at karma. Look at what's happening to us in the West. So I say all of that to say this. We're the same people. We are literally the same people. And just because we left or were taken, stolen, or whatever, it means that we have more of a debt to pay. And yes, we have more of a responsibility, though. Don't make it more. Look at us like you want to help us. Help us heal. Free up the land. Free up your own mind. Free up your own heart. So, I'm going to do another part to this video. Like I said, this is on my book, Beyond African, and like I said again, I'm full of thanks to everyone who's tuned into this channel. I'm full of thanks for reaching over 1K subscribers. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.